Hey, hello, Richard. How are you? Nice to see you again here. Please let me know, video and audio. All good. Thank you very much. We're gonna talk on the topic that you suggested: fly, rent, and buy or ship your own motorcycle. I changed it a little bit to fly and buy or ship your own motorcycle. I'm gonna explain you later why, because the rent is not really an option, but we're gonna discuss it. How are you? How is the Himalayan? Any new information? How many kilometers you already have or miles in UK? Shaolin DMV, hello. Nice to see you again. Hami pouring. Okay. I hope that means something good. I don't really understand this word, but looks like good. Excellent. Excellent. Francis Russell, hello, Francis. How are you? More miles this week, pouring like a happy cat. Ah, okay, understood. Understood. Very good. I'm glad that you're happy with your choice. And I hope that there will be many more people like you, because it looks like a good option. I don't know, maybe after 10 more years, when I got older than now, I'll try to go to downsize even more the kilograms and everything. Ooh, still snow. Francis, where are you from? Canada? It's the Motor XT 500. Ah, okay. Probably yes. If build quality is good, if they last long, might be a very good option for many people. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Richard. Thank you. All right, guys, let's wait a few more minutes and then we're gonna start the stream. Canada, East Coast. I have one idea to visit Canada. Don't know yet. Probably next year in June, something like that. But it is still an idea that came to my mind 2 days ago. And the reason of that is because I would like to cover as maximum as possible kilometers from the continents or countries that requires a lot of riding, like I did in South America last year, like I did in Siberia the year before. Now if I go to Canada, will be a really long ride that will require a lot of stamina, and I would like to do all of this until I am still in good health, because after 10 or 15 more years I might not be able to ride such a long distances, and I prefer to do all of them right now until I have this chance and physical possibility, and later I can focus on short destinations. For example, let's take a plane flight to Vietnam, buy a small motorcycle and ride for 2-3 weeks, or go to Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia, all of these countries that requires a lot of time and different motorcycles everywhere. but they don't require so many days and months on the saddle, if you understand what I mean. That's why I prefer to focus on these long distances now until I can. Later, of course, we all know that with the years, the health declines, so it's absolutely normal to slow down a bit and focus on more interesting things. I can even spend more time riding around Bulgaria because we have so many places to see here. One life, it's not going to be enough even to see only Bulgaria. So this is the idea for now. I don't know for sure, but it will probably crystallize in the next few months in my head. But I definitely want to see Canada because I never been there. Also, I like to make it like this: one really long and a little bit adventurous trip, and one little bit more normal trip. So last year was South America, was long and adventure trip. Now I can afford to go to something like Canada. There will be a lot of boring and straight roads. I would like to see the Canadian part of Alaska. I've been to American part of Alaska. I would like to see Canadian part. And if I can combine it with Central America in some way, I don't think that is even possible now when I'm seeing the time period of the year, but I might find some kind of solution. Will I bring my motorcycle there, or will have a local motorcycle there? This is a good question, located, not located, connected to the topic for tonight. This is all matter of calculations and possibilities. I don't know yet. Probably will ride a motorcycle that I'm gonna get it from there, from locals, or to buy from locals, or whatever, rent something like that. It all comes to this calculations and budget and all stuff like that. Of course, I would like to be with my motorcycle, but if it's too expensive, it's not gonna happen. Anyway, I think I'm ready to start, guys. It looks like no more people will come for tonight. Anyway, I'm sure that many people will watch the stream after that. First, I would like to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you who already came tonight, but also to many people that will watch the stream and that already subscribed to this channel. A few days ago, I crossed the milestone of 1,000 people on this channel, which is a great success, considering that it's nothing more than a long and boring live streams, but it looks like 1,000 people already appreciate the information that we share with you guys here. So thank you very much for being here, being part of these streams. And I hope more and more people will come. I will think about different formats and different content for this channel in the future, but not now at the moment. I also need to find another way to say big thank you to all of my patrons, because now I don't make these live streams only for patrons or patrons. So I need to find some other way to benefit these people that spending their money for me. But anyway, I'm gonna see what I will do. The future will show me. Now at the moment I run these 3 different channels. The one that you know, the main channel, Motorcycle Adventures. The second is travel videos, only travel videos, and this is the third one. This free channel basically takes like 3, 4, almost 5 days serious work to run, but I'm not complaining. Now I don't work anymore anything else, so this is my only job now, YouTube. So I have more than enough time to run free channel normally because I'm free now. All right, guys, I'm gonna start this topic: fly and buy or ship your own motorcycle. Interesting topic. I think I have a lot of information to share with you guys with the experience that I have. Because I've been to different continents, like South America last year, I've been to Australia, I've been to New Zealand, I've been to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. All of these places and continents requires to ship your motorcycle, to have very long ride. India and Pakistan, for example, the rest require shipping, or to buy a local motorcycle. And I think that I have enough information that might be useful for you. Of course, as usual, guys, please bear with me until I finish my speech. It's not that long, just one page here to discuss the main topics on the subject. And then I'm gonna give you enough time for questions or to add more information or to discuss some things that are related to the topic. Mijan Makanovic, hi from Niš, Serbia. Okay, your neighbor. Hello, Mijan. Mijan. What is the right pronouncement? I don't know. All right, guys, I hope that it's clear what is the stream about. Let's start now. This stream actually the topic was suggested by Richard. Richard, thank you very much. Tenere Traveler, Richard Tenere Traveler. And his original suggestion was fly, rent, ship, or buy, or sorry, it was fly, rent, or buy and ship your motorcycle or something like that. Option to rent a motorcycle I removed from the title because it is almost impossible to rent a motorcycle and cross many countries. But it is possible if you, for example, go to a specific country and rent in the country, because with a rented motorcycle, it's impossible to cross borders. In South America, for example, with rented motorcycle, you can go only from Argentina to Chile. Chile rent motorcycles that can go to Argentina, but that's about it. You cannot cross to any other country with a rented motorcycle. That's why I removed it from the title, but it's also an option. Depends on that way exactly you're going. Now, let's talk first about shipping. If you decided to ship your own motorcycle, of course, the benefits are obvious. You're going to ride your own motorcycle. You're going to prepare it the way you want it, with everything you need. Now, for example, my itinerary is ready to go at every moment. So it's very well prepared. And if I go with my motorcycle, I will feel way, way better. I mean, I know what is to ride it in any terrain. I know how I prepared it. I know the quality of the of the engine, the condition of the engine, and everything. So I have nothing to worry about. But it will take a lot of time first to ship the motorcycle, because it's not like to take a plane and fly to the place. To ship the motorcycle, first you need a spedition company, you need to sign contract, you need to pay in advance, you need to deliver your motorcycle on time, on the date that they asked. And usually the shipping ports, if we take Europe, for example, there are not so many. They will be in Amsterdam, they will be in Hamburg, Germany, or maybe France somewhere, or maybe UK. These are the ports where you will be able to ship your motorcycle. And if you're not living close to these places, you have to deliver your motorcycle over there. And for me to deliver my motorcycle from Varna to Hamburg will require at least 3 days and not less than 500-600 kilometers just to bring it there. It doesn't matter will I ride it or I will load it on the van, deliver it over there. So this is another one additional cost of money and time that you have to have in mind if you want to ship your motorcycle. That's why I said it takes a lot of time. It takes more time to ship your motorcycle than to fly and buy another, for example. Also, it is the same when you need to receive it. So when I need to receive it back from Hamburg, I need to go once again to Hamburg, let's say fly to Hamburg, take the motorcycle and ride it back. So this will be first money to pay the ticket to fly to Hamburg, and then all the way from Hamburg to Bulgaria, which is like 2,500 kilometers, which is another 500 or 600 euros just to send it back. And on the top of that is the price of the shipping itself. For example, last year, the shipping to South America, the cheapest option that I found was 2,500 euros. And if I have another 1,000 to deliver it to the port and take it back, it's 3,500 euros. It's a lot of money just to bring your motorcycle there. And that's why I said it takes more time and money. Also, it takes preparation, because you cannot ship the motorcycle as it is. You have to remove the front wheel. You have to drain all the liquids. You cannot have petrol and oil inside. It should be in the wooden or metal pallet packed with everything in. So you need to prepare the motorcycle well, which is mean that if you deliver it on wheels, if you ride it up to Hamburg, for example, in Hamburg you have to find a specific place to prepare the motorcycle and to put it in wooden pallet. If you don't have friends or if you don't have these connections, you have to pay for someone to do it, and it will cost you another money. And this will be the same when you receive it. You receive your pallet and you have to assemble the motorcycle on the street possibly, and then go back home. So all of these are obstacles that are not so easy to to execute if you're not ready for it. And at the end, all of this will cost you money, a lot of money. It all depends, and all finally it's coming on these calculations and money. And also you will need more time to release it. First, you need time to bring it to the port, to deliver it to the specific place. Sometimes the ships are delaying. It might come on time, it might not. It might delay with 1 day or 2 weeks. You never know. So you might take your plane, fly to the place, and wait 2 3 weeks without a motorcycle. And every day will cost you money for hotels, for food, and everything, and you wouldn't be able to travel. And this is the risk that you cannot predict because the weather is unpredictable. In bad weather, everything changes and the ships might delay a lot. Then you'll need a lot of time to release it from the customs. This is another one waiting time. It might be day, it might be free, who knows? You might need to pay some additional money to the customs when they asked, because once they've got the motorcycle, they've got all the power and all mm, institutions to hold you as long as they want. So they might twist your hands and ask for another $100 here or $200 there for security or for maintenance or for environment issues, whatever. But it is what it is. So you have to be ready for this, all of these things, and basically you'll finish with one unknown amount. So I told you to ship the motorcycle to South America originally was 2,500 euros, and you might say, "Oh, it's not that bad." But when you add all of these costs, thousands euros to deliver it and take it back, unknown customs tax here and there, to pay to someone here and there, at the end you really don't know how much it will cost you. So but I wouldn't say anything less than maybe 4,500 euros just to bring the motorcycle to South America and have it back. This will be just like a rough price. Then once you get it, once you release the motorcycle and you already have it in a specific country or continent that you plan to use it, there'll be many different problems. First one is the spare parts might be a problem. I said might because they might not, depends on the model. But usually, if you change the continent, everything changed. So even if you change from Europe to USA, considering that Europe and USA, they have, let's say, the same motorcycles, but they are not exactly the same. Many times they have a small differences, but they still have differences. But if you change from something like Europe to Asia or from Europe to South America, everything changed. So spare parts might be a big problem. Hello, Ghost Rider. Nice to see you. Petrol quality also might be a problem. If your motorcycle working in high ratio, something like KTM, and you don't have an access to a good quality petrol, then this might be a problem. You have to have with you some octane boosters or different stuff because you might not be able to find a good quality petrol for your needs. Tires might be also a big problem because in South America, for example, you can find tires normal sizes like 110, 120 rear. I mean the width of the tire. But anything over 120 was very difficult to find. 130, 40, 50, forget about it. To have tires like this, you really need to order it and wait maybe 10 days, 2 weeks to find it. And finally, when you find it, they'll be very expensive. Then mechanics are almost impossible to find, the correct mechanics. Can you imagine to have a breakdown situation with the latest model BMW in South America? There's no people around, and who is going to fix it? You have to go to a specific dealers in only in the big cities if they are nearby. But if they are not, then you have to order a truck to load a motorcycle, bring it to the capital where probably they will have a dealer, and it's a very, very long procedure. So you cannot find a mechanic in a local village or town that will fix very modern motorcycles. It's just impossible, in my opinion. Then oil's a problem as well. When I was in Pakistan, I was riding this Benelli 250, it's four-stroke motorcycle, and on some stage I need to change the oil. And believe it or not, but it took me 2 3 days to find a oil, the proper motorcycle oil for four tax motorcycles. And it was not something special. It was just a motorcycle oil with specification MA2 for wet clutch, but I don't have it. They sell any kind of engine oils, but for cars, not for motorcycles. And it took me 2 days, 3 days to find an oil that I can use to change it on the motorcycle. So even the oils are a problem because they don't have so many different brands and models, and they don't have it in the big cities, yes, but outside of the big cities, nothing. Then security might be a big problem. Big problem. If you have big and expensive modern motorcycle, man, places like Sao Paulo, Brazil, or Rio de Janeiro are considered very dangerous. How dangerous they are, I cannot tell you from my own experience, but what I have been told when I was there is that all of these big and expensive motorcycles like BMW, Triumph, Harley Davidson are immediately robbed with guns. They just stop you on the road, and they said first they shoot and then they ask you to get the motorcycle. So if you go to very poor countries with such an expensive motorcycle, you always risk a lot, or you risk to be robbed, because it is what it is. We cannot change people's nature. Yes, Ghost Rider, especially with a foreign license plate. It's true. In Sao Paulo, for example, and Rio de Janeiro, what they do, they have people on motorcycles on the entrance of the town, and when expensive and foreigner motorcycle come nearby, they just go immediately after him, organize themselves, and somewhere in the town, whatever is possible, 2 3 cars or motorcycles will come and just will take your bike, and you wouldn't be able to do anything. I don't think that it is possible with cheap bikes, but you never know. You never know. But with expensive motorcycle, you definitely risk a lot. So spare parts, petrol, tires, mechanics, all security, all of this, it's a big problem when you go to the countries that don't sell your type of motorcycles. It's difficult. In overall, it will cost you much more for everything. You'll pay double more for tires. You'll pay more for petrol because the motorcycle will use more petrol. You'll pay more for oil. You'll pay more for garages, for service. If you find one, you'll definitely pay more. You'll pay more for spare parts, and all of this will cost you a lot of time, and also a lot of money. Uh, Also, if you don't plan to ship your motorcycle, but let's say you plan to ride it, example, if you plan to ride from Europe to India or Pakistan or Southeast Asia, these areas, if you plan to go with your motorcycle, then it will cost you a lot of time. Because if you decided to start in the beginning of the summer from Europe, until you get there, it will be like 15, I don't know, 15, maybe little bit more, 1,000 kilometers. Until you get there, it will be already a month, maybe 2, depends on your tempo, until you get there. So it will take a lot of time before you reach your desired destination. And you also need to keep in mind that when you go with your motorcycle, you have to go back with your motorcycle. So if you take 1 month to go from Europe to India and spend 2 months in India, and then you'll need another 1 month to get back. If you start in the summer, in the middle of the summer from Europe, until you get to the middle of India, it will be the end of the summer. But until you get back to Europe, it will be already winter. And in many places like North Turkey or even Iran, it will be already cold. So all of this need to be, you have to have all of this in mind when you decided to travel with your motorcycle. On the other hand, if you just ship or if you just rent motorcycle or buy a motorcycle there, you don't need to worry about all of this. So once again, all of these obstacles plus time and weather changes, that might be a problem to get back. I already told you the examples. If you start in the summer, you need to get back in the winter, and all of this, it's a problem. And let's now see what will be if you don't ship your motorcycle, if you buy motorcycle there, or if you rent this motorcycle, if you have the chance to rent it. All of the cons that I already told you, the big list of cons, or everything that I told you in the first 20 minutes, it's not going to exist. They're just not there. Yaros, good evening, Pavlin. So nice to see you live again. Thank you very much for coming, Yaros. Just give me a few more minutes to finish here, and then we can discuss different topics and ask me questions. So all of the cons that I already listed and everything that I told you in the last 20 minutes are not going to exist if you decided to buy a motorcycle locally or to rent locally if you have this possibility, or if someone give you a motorcycle, because you're gonna have a motorcycle that is produced in the country. You're gonna have all spare parts, everything easy to find, normal prices. You're gonna have mechanics that can work on it. It's not gonna take any of your time to prepare it. You're not gonna spend any extra money to deliver it to the place. The only money that you have to pay is to buy the motorcycle itself. So now, for example, on my trip to South America, the motorcycle that I was riding was given to me. But my friend Plamen bought the motorcycle. So he bought this Honda Hixari 300 for $3,800. Yes, it is a lot of money. It's about the same amount of money that he would have to pay to ship his motorcycle if he decided to go with his motorcycle. But the point is that when he sell the motorcycle, even with small loss, he's gonna get most of the money back. The motorcycle is still not sold. The reason why the motorcycle is still not sold, because he wants to take as maximum as possible money. If he sacrifice a big chunk of the price of the motorcycle, he will sell it much easier. But he want to get as maximum as possible money. He want to get like at least $3,000 back from the same motorcycle. But you understand what I mean. If you buy a motorcycle, you sell it after that, yes, you will lose, let's say 30-40% of the amount, but the rest is still yours. You're not going to lose any time and money before you go. You're not going to lose any time and money when you come back. All of this is already in the calculation. And as I said, you're going to have access to spare parts. Petrol quality is not going to be a problem because it will be a local motorcycle. Tires are not going to be a problem. Mechanics are not going to be a problem. Also, you can find everywhere. Security, of course, you still have to look after your motorcycle, but the local brands are not that appetite like BMW or Harley Davidson or Triumph or foreigner brands. Even in Sao Paulo, you'll be way better with a local brand than with all of these expensive things. Also, you're not gonna spend so much time to get it to the place. For example, on my trip to India, I did it for 2 months, almost 3 months. I did Pakistan, India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. If I was with my motorcycle, I will need at least 1 month to go there and 1 month to get back there. So in the best conditions, I will need, instead of 3 months, I'll need 5 months. And if you split the money, it will cost you a lot. So it will cost you almost double, because the time is going to be almost double, and time is money. And if you fly there and buy the motorcycle, even though you're going to spend money for a motorcycle, even though you're going to lose some chunk of this money when you sell it, it will still be way more cheaper. Now, if you have unlimited budget and if you really want to travel with your motorcycle, everything that I told you here just doesn't matter, because if the money are not a problem, does mean the time is not a problem for you as well, and you can afford all the time and money on the world. And all of this is not gonna matter for you, but I guess if you're that type of person, you wouldn't even visit my channels, and that's why I'm discussing and telling you all of these insights that I already learned during my travels in these areas. So basically, I cannot say any cons of having a motorcycle on the local based. The only con is that it might be junk. It's not gonna be your motorcycle. You might need to downsize a lot. Instead of having 600 to 1,200, you might need to ride 300cc motorcycle. But in the end, once you get there, once you start riding, you won't even notice the motorcycle. At least this is what I feel. I prefer to focus on the places, on the people that I'm gonna meet, and enjoy the ride instead of thinking so much about the motorcycle, because for me the motorcycle is just a tool. But everyone is different. If you want to have your experience with your motorcycle, then it's different story, but you should know all of this in advance. And that's why I prefer to go this way. And that's why I told you, if I ever decided to go to Canada, it will be probably with another motorcycle, because it will be just way more efficient and cheap and affordable to me. Anyway, that's about everything that I've planned here, guys. Now, if you want to add something, or if you ask questions on this topic or any topic, feel free to do it. I made these streams because of you guys, so now is your turn. Questions or information on this or any topic. Travel. Traveling on hired bike means you do not pay for all of the servicing and parts replacements you need for your bike when you get home. Yet it is true, Richard, it is true, you have to pay only for the rent. The problem with these rented motorcycles is that the places that they have it, they are not cheap. They will cost you not less than $100 per day. And when you have, let's say, 2 weeks trip, it's like a huge amount of money, let's say $1,500. And in many places for $1,500, you'll be able to buy 150cc motorcycle, ride it, and sell it after that for $100. But you're right, if you have a rented motorcycle, you don't need to worry about all of these things. Thanks for adding, Richard. And also, motorcycles, rented motorcycles, they don't have full insurance. So you always have your personal responsibility. You cannot have full insurance on rented motorcycle. It's not like cars. With rented cars, you pay a little bit extra, 10, 15, or 20 euros per day. And then you have full insurance, and whatever happens, you don't mind. But with motorcycles, it's not like that. You don't have full insurance. Also, with cars, even if you have a breakdown situation, they will replace your car. You're with car, you have cover on the top. With motorcycles, if you have a breakdown situation, I don't know, will they replace it or not? All of these things are a little bit sketchy, especially in those countries with the motorcycles that they have. Francis Rossell, I changed my wheels bearings on my CRF 250L yesterday. First time on my live doing it. I hope I did it right. Do you have any suggestions for me on this? Well, Francis, it's not a difficult job. The important part is when you remove the old bearings, you can do it by hammer. It's easy to do it by hammer. When you put it back, the preferable way is to have a press. If you have a press, to do it by press. You don't need to hit the hammer and hit the bearings, because this might compromise their strength for the future. But if you have to do it, just put the old bearing on the top of the new bearing and hit the old bearing. This might help, and be careful for the aligning of the bearing. If you did this well, it should be all right. And how many miles your CRF 250 has to change the bearings? Yaros, do you think 3 or 350cc is enough to travel comfortably around Europe, mostly on the road? Depends on your riding style, Yaros. I don't know. 300cc was enough to me to travel all South America, but I don't ride fast. You should know the limits of these motorcycles. It will be around 110 kilometers per hour maximum speed. This will be the maximum speed. Not maximum, but the speed that you can afford. Even less. If you're good to travel slow, yeah, why not? People travel even with scooters, 50cc. Ten traveler, if you have a bike taking at least one of your own locks for security, it's a good idea. Yes, security is always your problem. If you rent a motorcycle, security is still your problem. If someone steals your motorcycle, it's your problem. And as I told you, you cannot have full insurance on a motorcycle, so you will be probably asked to pay something. I don't know what and how much, but it's a good idea to have some kind of protections. Francis, 14,000 kilometers and you already changed the bearings. What was the reason why you changed the bearings so soon? Did you have a lot of off-road or water crossings, or a lot of, I don't know, did you wash your motorcycle very often with jet water spraying directly to the wheels? My motorcycle is on 80,000 kilometers and the wheels are still fine. And I've done so many thousands of kilometers off-road and rivers and any kind of terrain. My friend's motorcycle, Plamen Yamaha, changed the rear wheel bearings 2-3 days ago on 100,000 kilometers, the first one. So I'm surprised to learn that on 14,000 kilometers you're changing bearings. Front or rear? Francis, front or rear? Traveler, in Europe, the industry standards is 2,000 euros deposit, although I can get insurance for theft. Maybe insurance for theft is possible. Yeah, good to know. And also this deposit 2,000 euros it's a lot of money that you should have. But anyway, you should have it even if you decide to buy a motorcycle. Good to know, Richard. Thanks for adding this information. Francis, lots of off-road. Wasn't sure I'll be where going or not. Change boat. Okay. Yaros, how often do you wash your bike? What's your opinion on washing it yourself versus giving to the professional detailing cleaners? I don't wash it very often, Yaros. When it's needed, when it's get really muddy, I wash it. If it's not really muddy, I might not wash it even for months. I don't really worry about it. I'm not a just fan of the cleaning and washing all the time. I wash it by myself on a local just car wash. They have this jet water, but I always try to do it from a distance, at least 1 meter distance. I never spread directly to the chain or bearings and stuff like that, just to clean the dust, the mud from the distance. If you can give it to professional detail cleaner, it's a good idea, but I don't think it's necessary more than once per year. Now, for example, I saw for the first time when we were in Colombia, when we finished the trip, we brought the motorcycles to professional cleaners, and it was such a wonderful place. It was exactly for motorcycles, and they have these big lifts, and they lift the motorcycles on the level of the ice, and they clean it so that out. Every motorcycle is clean for around 2 hours. They washed it at least 5 times. They removed some of the plastic to clean it better, and they used, I don't know, tons of different cleaners and preparates, and they made it like a brand new. Honestly, it was a very, very heavy procedure, cost something like, I don't know, $10 or $15, and they made it like brand new. Honestly, I haven't seen such a detailed cleaning ever. It was really nice surprise. If the motorcycles were not that, if they don't have these bruises and damages from the trip, they will look like brand new. But it's maybe once per year. So bearings can last how long again? I cannot say. If your original stock bearings lasted 14,000 kilometers, I guess that the new one that you have now won't last even 10,000 kilometers. But when you say lots of off-road, hard to say. Depends on your riding style. Depends how you ride. Make sure that you always have a balance on your wheels. If you don't have balance on the wheels, this destroys the wheel bearings much faster. And also, if you ride knobby tires, they will also destroy the bearings faster. But 14,000 kilometers, I cannot believe. Even the motorcycles that we rode in South America, these 300cc Hondas, these are similar to CRF, we got them on 42,000 kilometers, and we got 32,000 kilometers until we finished. So the motorcycles were on 74,000 kilometers when we finished, still with the original bearings. And we've got at least 5,000 kilometers off-road and very hard terrains and a lot of potholes and a lot of bumps and terrible weather conditions all the time. So I'm really surprised to see that on 14,000 kilometers you destroy the bearings. It's really not in my mind. Xero Pigado. Hi, Pavel from Greece. All the best. Thank you very much. I'm not sure that I pronounced correctly your name, but you did not pronounce mine. I'm not Pavlev, I'm Pavlin, but that's fine. Traveler, renting means you travel light. $1 plus helmet, fly and ride, fly out. It is hassle-free. Yes, absolutely. It's not like to bring all of your luggage and load the hard panniers and stuff like that. It's different type of tourism. It's not for everyone. Definitely, it's not for long trips. Definitely not for long trips. Francis Ocel, I guess I learned the hard way. They were probably good. Why you decided to change them? What was the reason? Did you find any movement in the wheel, or why you decided to change the wheel bearings? They were probably good. Who told you that you have to change it? To change them? So what I understood here, that you changed them without any need or without any serious. You was not sure that they were damaged. So I don't know. You probably changed a good quality wheel bearings for something that you don't know. And also, as I said, any mechanical treatment on the bearings somehow compromise them. That's why the best way is to be inserted back with a press. I was hearing like sun grinding sound from the bearings. Okay. Are you sure that it was from bearings? If you hear this sound from the bearings, they will be probably destroyed. But anyway, you already did it. You'll see with the next one. But 14,000 kilometers is just too little. I have one old video here. I just look for it now. It's how to change the wheel bearings. I'm going to list it for you here. This is how I changed the bearings on my motorcycle many years ago. Just to see the procedure. But you should have a good reason to change it, as I said. You might be learning the hard way, yes. S-Pin just converted my Tenere to a single disc via MotoSwiss. Okay, good to know. Probably cost you a lot of money. What Tenere you have? 700? And how much does it cost in Switzerland? Yaros, when you answer me, you're almost saying my exact thoughts. Interesting that we agree on so many points. The only thing we totally disagree is like big bikes. Well, if you like big bikes, use big bikes. They are heavy, but I'm 198. Unfortunately, most bikes are just not made for me. I agree. Well, feel free to ride whatever it's good for you. You don't need to agree with everything that I say. If you're a big guy, you don't have many options, so you'll ride whatever is good for you. I also like to have a big motorcycle to match on my size and everything. But if it's too heavy and just pointless metal and plastics, I just don't need it. Not bad, $640 just for the conversion of the disc. So do you have a new front wheel? I guess you have a new front wheel, a new hub, and a single brake caliper. And how does it stop now? What is the stop power? And what is the model? 700? 320 millimeters? Mihai Kondos, 202 centimeters. You're very big. Okay, so it's 700 XTZ. And yeah, what is the reason you decided to go to the single disc? Yeah, you probably saved 2-3 kilograms, but 2-3 kilograms on the already heavy motorcycle, I don't know what is the big difference. And I don't know, will it over the conversion? $640. If you like it, why not? Yaros, hopefully in some time, me and my friend will visit Bulgaria and we will get to meet you. Yes, nice to talk. Thank you. Anytime. Everyone who wants to come to Bulgaria and meet me, I'll be here to meet him. S-Pin, so you do a lot of off-road and ABS is gone as well. Okay, whatever conversion works for you. If you do a lot of off-road, I always suggest to people, if they spend most of their time off-road, it is much better to find a specific off-road motorcycle than to buy this Tenere and try to make it light. It won't be light anyway. Even if you drop 20-30 kilograms from it, which is basically impossible, it will be still one very expensive and heavy motorcycle for the dirt roads. If you don't travel with it, if you don't cover many miles, my suggestion is just go and buy a proper off-road motorcycle that will weigh 100 or 120 kilograms and you'll have a wonderful time. You have Pro Basic Rally Tower, all this while I'm recovering from a hip replacement. Yes, you're correct. I know that I'm correct because I have a friend here in Varna that bought this Tenere with the same purpose. He always tried to make it light. He always tried to ride it like a dirt bike. And finally, he understands that it's not going to be dirt bike anywhere, and it cannot be dirt bike. It is just too big and heavy and too expensive to use it as a dirt bike. It will be even more. It will be even cheaper for you to keep it as it is and buy another one dirt bike and make your experiments. But you already know what I mean. Francis, do you have a specific name for a bearing press? No. Here in Bulgaria, most of the garages that I have seen, they just use a simple jack with two metal plates, and they just press it like that, and the jack just lift the plates or bearings. All of the presses that I have seen, they are handmade, and you can make it by yourself very easy. Just find a few videos on YouTube and you can build a press for yourself. And this is the only way to insert the bearing without stress it and without compromising the strength of the bearing. If you hit it with the hammer, it's always compromised. I did it many times, even on the road while I travel. But this is a different story. It is just a surviving moment, just a moment to put a bearings to get back home. At home, I can always change it in normal conditions. I wish I could get some photos up. Yes, I have mountain bike for that. Okay. Whatever makes you happy, man. Whatever makes you happy. If you feel good to convert this Tenere to a proper dirt bike, please do it. So why not? If you have the budget, if you have the will, why not? I'm answering you from a different point of view. I like to have dirt roads here and there, but I don't have plans to make a heavy off-road with this motorcycle. I used to ride dirt bikes here in the forest before, and a few years ago I was even again almost bought another one dirt bike, just like that. But then I realized that I'm gonna ride it probably once per week or maybe once per 2 weeks, and it will stay in the garage all the time. And I'm not gonna be old anymore. I'm not gonna be young anymore. So I will get only older and older and older. And all of these crashes and drops and accidents with the dirt bikes I used to have before, I know what it is. I know that the soil now and the ground became so hard every time when I hit it. So I prefer to stay away and just ride my Tenere. I can always ride it here on the dirt roads around my place and have enough. But it's my opinion. So you're 61. I wish you all the best, man. I wish you many more successful and trouble-free years and enjoy your rides. But I think that you're going in the wrong direction from the beginning. I'm really sorry to tell you, but this is a wrong direction. Tenere is not an off-road bike, especially not for one who is 61. And how tall are you and how heavy are you? Please tell me. 61. Richard also 61. I'm 51. Woo, I am a young man. Not the first time. 6'1", 180 liters. So 6'1", you're like me, my size, less kilograms than me. But even so, even if you're bigger and tough guy, 200 kilograms or 200 kilograms. Even if you drop 10 kilograms, 190 are still a lot when you have this top heavy motorcycle. But it is what it is. You'll deal with what you have. Nothing I can say right now. 18 people I have right now. Guys, go ahead. Questions or anything to add on the topic or different topics, different questions. Go ahead. I have 10 more minutes. And then I have to leave you because I still have to finish one video. You see my cameras are still here. I just came from the garage. I need to edit a video that will be online tomorrow. So I need like maybe 2-3 more hours to edit the video, upload it on YouTube and prepare it for tomorrow. Francis, I'm 48, started riding for the first time at 45. I'm a rookie. Ooh, good for you. I wish you many years. Ever tried or considered a sidecar? No, never ever. It's just not in my mind even. It might be interesting. I tried once to ride a motorcycle with a sidecar. I did it for a while, this Russian old-ish Planeta. It's a very bizarre feeling. It's like riding a car or maybe like a ATV, something like that. It's very, very strange. It's definitely good fun. 2 years ago when I was in Russia, in St. Petersburg, a local guy with a local guy with a Harley Davidson with the sidecar. We went around the city during the night, and I was in the sidecar. First time in my life sitting in the sidecar of the motorcycle. Really enjoyed. Good fun to have it. But to have such a motorcycle with sidecar, forget about it. Maybe if you're going on the short distances, 20, 30 kilometers, good fun to go with your wife or your kids, for example, will be just fun. But for traveling, some people do it, but I don't think that it's something that I will ever do. New life. What tires do you have right now? Continental TKC 80, front and rear. The front is in the middle of its life. The rear is already finished. You have to buy a new one. Francis Roussel, have you ever tried TW200? Let me see what it is. No, I never tried. Let me see what kind of motorcycle it is. Never tried. No, never tried. Never tried. Looks like a good fun motorcycle. I don't think that we even have this here in Europe. Probably for American market, something like that. We have one similar type of motorcycle, Suzuki, but I think it was something like 300 or something with big fat tire on the rear side, but not this model. Might be. Tractor motorcycle. I guess so. Looks like. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? No questions? All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Thank you very much for the questions and for the information that you provided here. Next week, traveler, next week, maybe simple maintenance task and daily checks to keep your bike running sweetly during the trip and make sure it will finished. All right. All right, I'll think about it, Richard. Thank you very much. Let me see how I will copy yours and we'll see how I'm gonna make the title and the idea. All right. Let me put it here. All right. Thank you to all of you guys. Good night and see you next week.